Yo, 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 tis I anyways. It's your boy, you already know who it is, tis me. Haha, Wesley. So we're rocking today. This is the fifth. Anyways, close up. What, is this the shot? This can. Anyways, yeah, I got a bad poison reaction, so I've been cooked the last 2 days, but now I'm back. Well, not back, but I'm feeling better, and the swelling's gone down, but it was pretty painful. And I already have stiff person syndrome. It's just like, ah! But anyways, stay positive. We got through it. But anyways, yo, it's me. I'm gonna review Superman 2025 by James Gunn. Oh my, it's gorgeous. Look at that sky. Ah, ah. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, yeah. The movie's not good, but it's flawedly fun and good. Like from a critic's perspective, Superman 2025 not a good movie. It just like it has a lot of these kind of like different scenes that James Gunn thought was funny that doesn't really fit the movie. It's not really that cohesive. There's like scenes, like there's like a scene where he's fighting a monster. There's a scene where they're arguing. There's a scene here where it's just like there's not really a cohesion. Just kind of just scenes he just wanted to put in there that he felt like would be fun. And he also does not care. James Gunn does not care at all about like all of the formulaic Marvelness of just like you have, or like even a lot of superhero genre TV shows have had this like, or this story basically. They've overdone Spider-Man. They've overdone freaking mainly Spider-Man. They've overdone Superman. We've already heard the Batman story so many times. I think the reason why this movie has been successful at the box office, and why I think it will be a successful movie overall, and it will make a lot of money, is that it's comedy. It's really, really well done comedy that James Gunn does. Like even though there's a lot of like inconsistencies and flaws with the movie, and he just kind of adds stuff, and some of the jokes are kind of crass, some of them are kind of just crude, some of them don't really work because they're kind of Family Guy-ish jokes and or Futurama jokes or whatever like that. But overall, it's a good comedy set that James Gunn does with this movie as the pen. David Cornsweet is a fantastic, probably the best Superman we've always had, or he's ever had, and he's flawed. Like that's the beauty of this movie, is that like it's very humorous and it's flawed and it's really relatable, which DC has never, ever, ever been relatable for the live action cinematic movies. You could say The Dark Knight was good, but it was still kind of not relatable because it was like so brooding and intense. Even though the movies were themselves good, even the what is it, Christopher Reeves Batman, again, still pretty noir and gritty, and you can't relate to them. This guy, David Cornsweet's Clark Kent, David Cornsweet's Superman is relatable, and that's what. And like he has kind of has anger issues. He's kind of a regular guy. He's flawed. He actually but he also feels like Superman. His one speech at the end against Lex sells the whole movie. As soon as I watched this movie, it recalled to me when I was like when I would be in pro wrestling or whatever, and my wrestling coach teacher Tate would be like, it's you gotta finish, like it's about how you finish, because at the end of the day that's how people walk away from the match being like, wow. So you can have a mediocre, average, kind of subpar match like this movie, like the beginning 2/3 kind of feels like a CW show. You're questioning the casting of Nicholas Hoult, you're questioning the casting of everyone kind of except for the reporter lady or the guy who played Mr. Terrific, but you're kind of questioning everything. You're not really sold, and it's kind of just random junk kind of thrown in there. But then you start to say like, hey, let me enjoy every one of these miscellaneous items in this novelty store, and that's this movie. It's a novelty thing that really is sold by its comedy. And like I remember I watched it like once or twice because I was just trying to chill in the ACE. But like I just enjoyed it watching it over and over again. And it's not because it's a perfect, from a critic's eye, from a critic's point of view, this is not a good movie. You know, it's just flawed. But like for if you can take your critic's cap off and be just an average Joe fan and a fan of a fan of movies, a fan of comedy, then you're gonna be like, wow, this is a good time. You know, it could have been better, but I really, really enjoyed it. I'm gonna tune in for the rest of it. You know, it's not as tight knit and as fluid as Peacemaker, or just the Suicide Squad movie with James Gunn. But it's fantastic. It really is a fantastic movie, which is super surprising to watch it, especially after the initial watch. But like, especially when I was in a movie theater, you hear people are laughing. You know, that's the whole point. You know, we've had even kind of Avengers is like it has a more tone, a more like kid-friendly kind of humor. This has a more adult humor while also being serious and making all the characters overpowered. Like you still get a freaking Superman actually using his they're telling you about these psychic glasses, which kind of makes you see him not as Superman. They're talking about he's using his strong wind power. He's using his laser vision. He's using his super flight, his super speed. You know, we're actually seeing a Superman who's actually, you know, exercised to his full extent. This is equivalent of the Tom Holland Spider-Man, basically. It's like you've done this character 100% correct, you know, and people are going to tune in. At the end of the day, you know, like James Gunn has that awareness as a solid writer. Really, he's not the best penned writer, but he's a really entertaining writer, and he's a really good at comedy where he displays something that we haven't seen before in like any superhero movie ever. Where you can be, or any superhero movie in the DCU, where it's like you can have comedy and you can have the overpowered characters and you can have fun, you know. And at the end of the day, this movie is fun, and fun puts butts in seats, and comedy put butts in seats. And James Gunn, I question him and I criticize his how he's gonna run the DCU, but he's fantastic. I just gotta, you know, like tip my cap to him because like, you know, I just enjoyed the movie. Like, I know it was flawed. I know there's like glaring mistakes throughout the entire movie, you know? And the movie really is only good because of the last half of the third act. So there's of the three acts basically in films and movies and television or whatever, all media and stuff like that. The last half of the movie is when it takes you home. The ending is great. It's just so emotional. The crypto dog, all like the characters actually do a good enough job. Whereas Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, Lois Lane, the reporter people. And it's just fun. It's fun. And that's what people want to see. That's what we needed. And I've been saying it for a while that DC, this is a time for DC to take over Marvel, because Marvel's dead. Marvel's going to be dead for another 5 to 10 years before they either reboot the franchise or find some actual interesting characters. James Gunn is gung ho on writing, and that's what movies are at their best. It's well written. Like, you always have to have a good script because it's brought to life by all the characters and pieces, and some actors can make a shitty script good, but good writing is a foundation for any good story. You need to have good solid story beats. You need to have good overarching plots. And James Gunn, he delivered, you know. He not in the way that you expected, not in the way that you wanted, but in the way that we got, with a fun comedy movie with just a lot of wackiness. But it's a novelty store that you had fun, you know. You get in there with your grandparents or whatever. You're like, I don't know if I'm gonna have fun, but then you see all this wacky, interesting stuff, and you're sold by David Cornsweet's Superman. You're sold by all the strong supporting cast, and you're sold by something that feels organic. You know, that's the thing about this movie. That why it's gonna be so freaking bomb, right? In terms of making profit. It's organic. It really feels organic. It really feels like, yo, we're not here to freaking press you on this thing. We're not here to sell you all this merchandise and toys. Just have fun, you know, kick it back and enjoy your time. And this movie does that really, really well. It's a surprise. I didn't think it was going to be this good. Most people didn't think it's going to be this good. Everyone kind of came in like, I think it's going to be good. But nobody expected the comedic timing and the comedic chops that goes from cover to cover of this movie. Yeah, I mean, again, the last half of the third act saved this movie. That last like I don't know, third half of it was three, and then times two, six. 2, 4, 6. Wait, let's try to do math here. I'm trying to get a percentage. It would be 1/6 of 100. So 100 divided by 0.60 minus, wait, times. Shoot. Okay, so 100 divided by 6. Divided by 2. So 8 times 6. That's not right. 8 divided by 8. Wait, why can't I do this math? So it's 100% is what I'm trying to get. So it'd be 6 1/6. So 1 divided by 6. Or no, 6 divided by 1.666 times 1 times. I think I can't do math. What up? Okay, yeah, okay. I was overthinking it. It's that the last 16% of this movie is why it's good, and yeah, I definitely say go check it out. This is a movie that's gonna be rewatchable. This is a movie that's enjoyable. Yeah, I think the jokes. Some of the jokes are also so quick. Like you can I feel like some lady had her kid there or whatever that she brought over, and I feel like some of the jokes were so kind of like quick and like over your head, where he's like, I don't think there's well, I'm not saying this is kid friendly or whatever, but I'm just saying I feel like there's a lot of jokes that's gonna go over like a younger audience's head like if you brought the kids along, where they're not gonna be like, oh, I get all this joke, which is nice for if you're an adult and you kind of want to bring your like kid to watch a movie. You know, like some of them is just like no, it's not like kid friendly, but like a lot of the jokes are so they go over so like fast, whereas like, you're not really gonna be able to be like, oh, I get that joke, I get that joke. So it's like I guess everyone can kind of have a good time. Yeah, and I thought the action scenes and everything were interesting. I thought it was well done. There was like some again, there was some stupidness in this movie where it's just like, why are you saying like the combos of the action? Why can't you just train him how to fight for himself? Like that's weird. And again, it's something that doesn't work like throughout the entire movie, and then it's like the last 16%. He's like 1A, 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 and it's like, wow, now you're like building something. You kind of used like garbage to create something that's like useful, basically. Yeah, I don't know. That's it. That's all I've got. Go watch Superman. I did like it. I didn't like it a lot, but I was very surprised, and I feel like it worked really well. That's the bottom line. That last half of the third act saved this movie and made it kind of redeem the whole thing. But anyway, Superman.